Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas at Lori's Country Cottage. I have some great things for you today, plus my #1 favorite find from Quilt Market. First, let's start with the Ultimate Paper Piecing Reference Guide by Carolina Moore. This is a great book. It teaches you both foundation paper piecing and English paper piecing. There are lots of diagrams, lots of pictures. It gives you tools and techniques for both techniques. For foundation paper piecing, she teaches you how to do it with paper and with freezer paper. For English paper piecing, she teaches you fussy cutting, how to do curves, converting foundation paper piecing patterns to English paper piecing, and English paper piecing by machine. So that's the Ultimate Paper Piecing Reference Guide. So if you're going to do foundation piecing, you're going to need some foundation paper. We have Doak foundation paper. It is the #1 paper for foundation paper piecing. You can print on it and it tears easily, which is very important for removing your papers from your blocks. And you get a free border pattern inside the paper. All right, we're going to zoom in and I'm going to show you some more tools for your English paper piecing and foundation paper piecing. So here's my Doak foundation paper. I just printed a simple pattern on there just to show you how nicely it prints. And here's a little block I did. It's all stitched, and for removing your paper, it's good to create a fold, support your paper with your finger, and then just tear it away. And it tears really nicely. But Carolina also created a tool. This is simply a water pen. It's just got tap water inside. And if you run it along the seam and give it just a second to soak in, I found it was actually better if I didn't leave it too long. Give it a fold, it rips even nicer. You get a pack of 2 pens inside the set. All right, since we're zoomed in, let me show you something else. If you like English paper piecing, you know all about glue. This is the Glue Stick Precision Tip. It's a tip that turns your regular 6 or 7 gram school glue into a narrow feed at the end. It's really important to snap this lid onto your glue stick. It's tough, but once you snap it on, it's great. Let me show you how it works. So I'm just going to squeeze up a little bit of glue. There we go, not too much. There's the glue. And just like your English paper piecing, you can do a nice fine line with your glue tip. When you run out, you just turn it a little bit more. And as a bonus today, if you purchase the Glue Stick Precision Tip, we'll give you a glue stick. All right, let's zoom back out and I'll show you some more new things. All right, let's talk woolly felted mats. The mats aren't new to Lori's Country Cottage, but we have some great sizes for you today. Why use a woolly felted mat? Well, the heat and the steam get trapped inside the wool, and it's like pressing your fabric from both sides. Well, you've heard all that before. But don't forget, your pieces don't slip when you're pressing on a wool felted mat. If you do machine embroidery, if you turn your embroidery right side down on your mat and press from the back, the wool supports the fibers and presses your blocks so nicely. So we have the large mat today. It's 21 by 58. And if you watch my videos, that's what I iron on at home on my ironing surface. If you iron on an ironing board, this is a wool felted mat that is the shape of your ironing board. So it's tapered at the tip. It's about 14 by 43. And now here's something new to Lori's. It's a set of 4 10-inch squares that lock together. Pressed wool, woolly pressing mat. Let me show you how easy they go together. Now this would be great for taking to a class or a retreat. Way easier to move around than a big mat. So when I put all 4 together, I've got a 20-inch square. That's a great size for pressing blocks. But if I take it apart and I put 4 lengthwise, I can press borders and binding in a long straight strip. It'll be 10 inches by 40 inches. Those are the wool mats we have for you today. We're going to zoom in again. I'm going to show you a tool to help you keep your mat clean, and then my #1 find from Quilt Market. All right, let's get your woolly mat nice and clean. Here's a mat cleaning tool from the Gypsy Quilter. I've got lint and thread, some dog ears on my mat, and I'm going to clean it off with the mat cleaner. It's got a nice serrated edge here and then a rubber handle so it's not slippery. And all you do is literally slide it on your mat. I love doing this demo, and it makes me feel so good when my mat's nice and clean. There's all the gunk off my mat. All right, you're zoomed in. Stay tuned. My #1 find from Quilt Market. It's called Binding Ease, and it's for folding your binding. I watched her demo and I thought, oh, she made that look easy, but she's done it 100 times. And then I took it home and I did it myself, and she was right. It is that easy. So here's how it works. All you need to do is start your pressing about 6 or 8 inches. So I've got my iron here, and I'm just going to press enough that it goes through the slots in the side. All right. Now I pieced a lot of binding so that I could show you how it goes over a seam. Okay, so your binding goes in, and this is about to become a hands-free project. Watch this. Silicone mat, so it's protecting my woolly mat. Put your iron on, and with your right hand, all you're going to do is help your fabric line up. And you just keep pulling. It's that easy. I want to do a whole strip so that you can see how it does the fold. Now at home, I don't have anything bunching up on the right hand side. All right, here comes my seam. And really, it's my right hand doing all the work, just lining up my fabric. And look at that. That's amazing. When you're done, you'll have your tail all the way out. Don't go away. I've got one more thing to show you. Once your binding is all done, you can store it on our binding spool. All you do is thread it through the slots and then wrap your binding around the spool. Keeps your binding nice and organized. And if you're one of those people who makes your binding ahead of time, you'll always be able to find it. And you'll need more than one. This spool will hold binding for a full king-size quilt. That's day 6. Let's go over what I showed you today. This is the ultimate paper piecing reference tool to learn foundation and English paper piecing. Carol Doak foundation paper. We have the set of 2 water pens for releasing your paper for foundation paper piecing. We've got the precision tip for your glue stick. Comes in 2 colors, and don't forget, if you order one, we'll give you a glue stick. Then we talked about woolly felted mats. There's the full-size mat that's 21 by 58, and then the one the shape of your ironing board with that tapered tip. And then brand new to Lori's, we've got the set of 4 10-inch woolly mats that click together, so you can do a long strip, you can do a 20-inch square. If you had 2 packs, you could do whatever you wanted. We cleaned my mat with the mat cleaning tool from the Gypsy Quilter. And then you watched my #1 find at Quilt Market, the Binding Ease tool. That has changed my binding world. And then we have the binding spool for storing your binding. I hope you enjoyed day 6. I'll see you tomorrow for day 7. Don't forget to download your block.